Well, hey, there you are, Sonia here. Welcome to Sonia's Sermonettes. How can anything good come out of being diagnosed with cancer? Inoperable cancer. What's a person to do? What do you do when they tell you you have to go through treatments and you have no idea of what these treatments might be? You don't know how they're going to react to your system or your body, what it does to your whole system. And being in a radiation room with cement walls, a huge door, they shut, close behind them and lock it. And all you have is the lights in there and the sound of that machine going around and around you. Where does your mind go to when that's happening? What happens when this happens? Do you lose your faith? Do you lose your confidence? Are you filled with fear? During that time, I myself had to experience this. And as I lay there and listened to that machine doing the damage in my whole system, but also ridding this horrible thing that had invaded in my body, my mind wandered off into songs of praise and glory to the Lord. But I also started praying in my mind for those that had worse diagnoses, those that I knew I was close to that were suffering and were sick with no help. I prayed for them sincerely. I got my mind off of myself because I had to. I had to get lifted up above what was going on right then with my body and the threat that was there. At one time, I had gone to a clinic, and they were not accommodating to an individual. They were cut and dry, rather rude actually. And one of the chemo nurses told me, she said, "Oh, you will lose your hair." And I said, "No, I will not lose my hair." To me, my hair and our hair, regardless of the length, is our glory, as the word tells us. So I made up my mind I'm going to find where God would have me to go, the right physician, and I found him. And he was wonderful, and he was sent by the Lord for me to help me get through this. And the people that worked around me were wonderful people, accommodating. They were not rude and cut and dry, that's for sure. But God got me through that. And I thought it was over. But the after effects of that treatment was what really made me deadly sick. I felt at times that I was going to die from the reactions of the treatments that I'd had. I got so sick I ended up dehydrated, taken to the hospital. But yet, all that time, I had this blessed assurance, this confidence in me that came from the Lord. It only came from Him. And I felt I was going to be all right. And even if I wasn't going to be all right, I'd just be with the Lord. But that wasn't what God had planned. God had planned for me to continue on what I'm doing right now. For years I used to do live radio when I was younger, much younger than I am now. And I no longer got to be able to do it. But my heart was always in it. I wanted my voice out there in the airs where people could reach and hear and be encouraged and helped. To hear what God could do for their lives. To give them hope and strength and increase their faith. To eliminate fear, even when you get a bad diagnosis. The results is, what's the prognosis? We're going to fix you up, Sonia. We're going to fix you. You're going to be fine. And I believe that. I believe that God was there with me. And He was assuring me, I'm going to walk with you through this valley. I'm going to be here with you. And as I improved, I kept thinking, I'm not young anymore. So I can't get out here and do live radio like I used to, or at least I didn't think I could. But God made a way for me to get here on this channel and make videos so that I can reach out to people. When I came out of that old room, that big old doors was unlocked and they rolled me out of there, you know what was on my mind? I want to get outside. I want to go home to my old humble farm home. I want to see my dogs, my chickens, and my ducks. I want to see my grandkids. I'm going to live. But one of the most important things that came to my mind the very last time I went through that particular treatment and they opened that door, I said, Lord, yes, I will do whatever you ask me to do. I know you'll make a way for me to be able to minister to your children, those that are hurting. But I also came out of there with a whole different outlook on life. I appreciated life. I appreciated the simple things, everyday things of life. I appreciated being able to know that God is there with you, irregardless of the circumstances, that He can carry you through it. He'll give you strength. He'll give you hope. He'll give you comfort. But I also knew that this critical, radical way that I had been in years ago was over. Because now I found out what it's like to really feel at your total wits' ends, and the only hope you have is this machine going around you and God taking care of you. The greatest hope I had was I knew God was going to get me through it. That's what God wants to give you the assurance today. Regardless of what you're going through, devastation, all kinds of situations that come at us, there is a comfort zone that we can get into, a place of assurance with God, that God's going to take care of us. He is looking out for us. And God has me on here. As I have said before, I may be a small voice, but it is imperative that I use my voice for the Lord to reach out to you that are suffering right now, that you feel like you're at your wit's end. You've come to a dead-end road, and there doesn't seem to be any hope. But I want to tell you something, that God specializes in tearing down walls. He opens up locked doors. He frees the prisoner. He frees those that are sick. He lets you know I'm here. All you have to do is believe. I'm setting you free. And when you come out of there, you're not going to think the same. You're going to appreciate life. You're going to appreciate all of humanity. You're not going to judge and criticize and be critical. You're going to reach out to them and say, I understand now. Now I came out of there with a whole different understanding of life. I came out of there ready to minister, ready to let God's love manifest through me, to reach out to the hurting, dying, suffering people. And I'm not doing anything but going to serve you, God. I'm going to worship you, Lord. I'm going to write, I'm going to sing, I'm going to minister, I'm going to preach, I'm going to speak. Whatever you would have me to do, Lord, I'm going to do it. I want you to know that God can take you through this dark time of your life. He can take you through the darkness of life. He can get you through it. He's got a light right at the very end of that tunnel. There's hope. There's assurance in Him. He is our healer. He is our hope, our guide, our minister, our brother, our father, our comforter. God will give you comfort. This has been a long time coming for me to share this message with you, but I felt that it was a time to be able to share with you that God will get you through the valleys. He'll get you through bad diagnosis. He'll get you through different situations that you feel like there's no hope. God is our hope, and He is a way maker. He'll make a way when there does not seem to be a way. He will clear the path for you. All you have to do is cry out to Him. I remember curling up in my bed when I first heard this horrible report. I curled up in my bed and I cried myself to sleep. And you know, You always wonder, why me, Lord? Why did this happen? Everybody feels that way. Why did this bad thing happen to me? But I dozed off to sleep, and I woke up after sobbing myself to sleep, and all around me I felt an energy. I heard prayers being said for me. I heard voices of people calling out my name. Now, I did not tell people. I did not let the world know. I did not call people and have people say prayers for me, but I found out that there was a group of people all around me that was praying for me, calling out my name. And when I heard that, I'm telling you, I knew I was going to be all right. That was the first experience. And I found out later that my daughter had gotten a hold of different prayer groups and had told them that I needed prayer. And you know, the Lord let me hear all those voices of my name being called out for the Lord to heal me and to comfort me and to take care of me. I'm on here today to tell you that God is your comforter and that there are people that really do care. They're not into all this radical stuff that's going on. They're into ministering as Jesus done. Went out to where they were, where the need was, and he ministered. And that's what he wants us to do. He wants us to have that compassion that he has and forgiveness. He wants us to know that I've got your back. I'm going to keep you covered. I've got a support system. I've got a people out here that have not conformed and have not bowed their knee. I want you to know I'm here with you. And so, until next time.